Breaking news of fast-moving wildfires prompting mandatory evacuations in Southern California. The Franklin fire is burning dangerously close to Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu Canyon. Strong Santa Ana winds are spreading the fire that has already burned more than 1,800 acres. The flames are so intense a shelter-in-place order has been issued for Pepperdine University. Classes and finals scheduled for today have been canceled. We have team coverage. ABC News Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z's tracking those dangerous fire conditions. But let's start with Trevor Ault live near Malibu. Trevor, what's the latest there?
So, Diane, this essentially erupted overnight very, very quickly, and we still see along the entire hillside out here in Malibu, really, this gigantic wall of flames at times. And as those Santa Ana winds come through, you see it fan things up. It will die back down, and it fans right back up again. We are right along the Pacific Coast Highway. We watched the flames jump that highway earlier this morning, and we know that there are those evacuation orders in place here for thousands of people. We have been kind of driving around up into the canyons and up into the hills as well, and we've been seeing at least a few homes that have been destroyed. The sun has not yet come up yet, but we anticipate that there is going to be a high amount of damage. Now, the National Weather Service had warned ahead of time that the conditions beginning yesterday through today were basically a perfect storm for a fire to erupt like this. They saw similar conditions a month ago, and that resulted in a fire that destroyed hundreds of structures. We're now seeing that bear out right now. Now, we have heard from fire officials that because of those conditions, they had pre-deployed some of their assets, some of their engines. They had people ready to respond, and they say that has paid off in containing it at least a little bit. But in a matter of a few hours overnight, of course, this exploded into 1,800 acres, and it is still going today with the Santa Ana winds continuing to bluster. Those wind gusts, what we've heard from fire officials is that they say it has gotten up to or even over 80 miles an hour with those wind gusts. It is very concerning. We've seen what the damage can do in this area with all these fires, Diane.
I mean, Trevor, the images are just incredible. What more can you tell us about this shelter in place at Pepperdine and any other school closures, things like that?
Yeah, so in the area, essentially, the people that they've evacuated a lot. Pepperdine University is just, it's very close by. They tell them to shelter in place. We know that there's a lot of students that are at nearby hotels, of course, very distraught as this is going on. What we're basically seeing is strategy from fire crews to try to prevent the spread in certain directions. Earlier this morning, not far from Pepperdine, we were at Malibu City Hall in the parking lot there, watching those flames get up close, but there were a lot of different fire engines trying to essentially divert it and guide it where they can. That includes Pepperdine University, where, of course, you have all those young students who are watching, many in horror, many having to shelter in place as these flames continue to burn through the morning. The sun hasn't even risen yet, and this could definitely get worse, Diane.